And as mentioned in this video, we're gonna start with modeling the whole of the plates. Firstly, I can edit the sketch, and the dimensions are going to be fixed, and we don't need to associate more parameters, okay? So, as usual, since we do not want to make this a parametric element, we can just edit the sketch and making the holes in the plate. Let me move this by this way. Then I mirror it at the other side. I check copy to make a copy out of it, and also at the other side. Finish. And then for the top part, we got more holes. So again, copy at the center, and also I select these two, copy, and at the center. However, I have to move these two toward inside, like this way. Like this way. Watch this. Finish to save the changes. Here we're done with the top part. Let's go through the bottom part, pick line. Then I project these points on the bottom plate. Watch this. Very well. I opened family types 280 for the height. I'm just testing the parameters. Okay. Anyway, this is the post or the first element of the axis floor. I save the file as. Let me assign a name for them. IR dash. Check this out. IR dash floor or base floor, base axis floor, backup 1. Okay, and save. Okay, I save the file as, and I keep it open. Then I want to open another template file in the continuation. Family. Then I choose the template file, metric generic model. And then I want to load this element to our new template file by this way. Let me save the new template file, IR axis floor, for instance. Okay, and save. Then I'm gonna use reference plane. I draw them 90 degrees and 3 more. Adding dimension lines equalized for the panels. Then we have to associate some separated parameters to these. Width, type, one more, depth, and OK. Then I want to mirror this, select, or I can make 4 copies. 3 copies actually. Select them all, opening edit type, associating them to the new parameter of material, base. In the continuation for the next parameter, base, underline, height, and OK. The next, base, underline, width. Since we got 2 width and I don't want to mix them up, Then I align them and lock them. To adjust their positions, I check lock and they'll be locked automatically. No, we got too many options in the new versions of Revit for working easier. And then for the dimensions here, adding a separator text and in dimension group. Okay. After that, I want to add this. Then these dimensions will be separated. Base width from base height, and at the other side depth from width. Well done. After doing this, after creating some copies, it's time to model the stringers. As you remember, opening family, new family template file, metric generic model, and reference plane 2 for considering the length of the stringer. New parameter, stringer length, like this way, and then OK, and associating this equalized. For now I choose 5. I specify 500 for the length. Afterwards sweep, I draw a line, check it out, and I lock them left and right. So the dimensions of the profile are going to be fixed. So I want to draw a fixed profile. Align, lock, and 20 or 2 centimeters for the height, and then I consider 0.5 by this way. Well, and rectangle 1 for the offset. Watch this. Finish. This is the result. Afterwards, I want to add 2 reference planes at both sides for the positions of the holes. Then I name these hole offset. For instance, 30. And then I select void here, circle 1 and 2. I select the circles, check center visible, then I align them with the profile and lock them, like this way. Then we don't need to associate parameters, it is not necessary. So we just need to specify the positions for the holes. I minimize it, 2.5. Finish. Then I open the front view, and then I consider it at the size of the height, like this way. Then we need to associate it to a material parameter, m-stringer, like this way. Then I save it, ir-stringer, and then I load it into the family. Right here, save. Then I align it with the stringer to the plates. Then let me edit the family since I should resize the stringer. So I zoom in very well. I select them all. Then let me check it. I delete the interior ones. Afterwards 7.5. 7.5. Again, select offset 1. Watch this. At the interior side, finish and finish. Again, I load it into the project. Okay, I'm in family, overriding the existing version. Better than before, then I open the front view. We want to adjust the position. I draw a reference line here. Then I measure the distance. Then I want to assign this or associate this to the base height. Then I name this reference plane to convert it to a work plane. Then we can align the stringer with the work plane. Here in the plan view, pick new host, cancel, component, and still we cannot add it. It does not matter. We get back to this family environment. I enable work plane based. Then we can place it on the work plane. We load it again, override it, place on work plane. Watch this. Space, space, and space and add. Align. It's time to align them with the reference planes like this way, and then lock. Well done. By this way. And the last one. Great. Open the 3D view like this way. Then it's time to associate the parameters, materials at first. Then I create a new one. Hole, underline, offset. OK and OK. Then the next one, stringer, underline length. OK and OK. Very well. Then I duplicate the separator parameter by this way. Then I should classify these. I move these down, move white upwards, and also moving depth upwards, and moving upwards the separator, and also the other separator. Great. Up to now, this is the result, guys. Then we need to let's see, the length here is 400. It is parametric, offset 15, or 10, 1 centimeter. Great. As you can see, they are aligned with the holes on the plates. Watch this, so we can connect them with each other. However, we need some revision here. 405, 402, 400s and 400s, 401, better than before, 402. Watch this, they are exactly covering the holes. However, we have to change the others. However, the size of the top plate is smaller than the sizes of the bottom plates. We get back to this environment, then I draw some auxiliary lines, reference lines, and then I add dimensions, equalize the 1 to 5, and I add dimensions. like this way, 85. Afterwards I associate them to a new parameter, name them wide underline top, like this way. Then I edit the top part. Watch this. I select them all. I select the boundaries, unpin, scale, graphical from center to this part, and then I minimize it like this way. Well done, finish. Edit boundaries, finish. Then for the distance I copy divide and then I divide it into 2 by this way, 1.5, something like this. Again, edit, and let me see, move, position it there. Watch to continue the next video.